Have you been curious about Michael Clay Thompson? Then I have a video for you. Hey guys, welcome back to Regular Secular Mama. Before I jump right into it, sorry it's a little bit wobbly. My tripod is giving me a hard time. So, oh well, I'm just gonna hold it for a minute. We are plugging along through Michael Clay Thompson, and my daughter is almost ready for the book called Paragraph Town. I'll have another video up shortly going into a little more depth how Michael Clay Thompson works and how we're using it. But for now, just know this is the next book in the sequence that covers writing and composition. So the first level covers sentence structure and writing good quality sentences. So this is the next level, and it covers more about paragraphs. So we're working our way through the grammar portion, and next up will be the composition portion. So I got the book in the mail. I managed to snag a used copy on eBay for a little bit cheaper than what it is on the publisher website. And I'm just getting the curriculum prepped and ready to go for whenever she's done with the grammar book. I'm gonna flick the camera over so you can see what I'm doing, and I'll try to do like a screen overlay with what I'm doing on the computer as well. Okay, so my kids have taken over the living room and the school area. Normally I'd be doing this at our table in there, but this is what I have to work with, so I'm here on my bed. Hopefully you can see this okay. So this is Paragraph Town. I am hoping to make another video soon to explain more of how Michael Clay Thompson works and how we use it, but the short version is the early levels have 3 levels. So there's the island level, and the town level, and the voyage level. The island level is an introduction to all the grammar concepts that they will need, and also focuses heavily on sentence structure and writing good sentences. So the second level is the town level, and it focuses on writing good paragraphs. And then the grammar portion is just kind of like review of what was in the island level, but it does add some more difficult concepts or more confusing concepts to kind of build on what they've already learned. So anyway, in a nutshell, we're at the paragraph town level, and so this is the writing component for this level. She is currently in the grammar book for this level, and once she finishes that, we will start on this one. So there's not a whole lot to prep. It's mostly a, here, let me give you a quick flip through. This is the teacher manual, and it's like a story that you read together. And it has, you know, these cute characters. They're a duck, call me Fishmail, I love that. So it's a duck, and then he goes along and he meets this other duck, and they talk about paragraphs. It sounds really cutesy, but there are definitely some important concepts in here that you may not, normally see in like an elementary level curriculum. So I do think it's rigorous enough. This was probably one that I should have done with her last year, but we just started Michael Clay Thompson. So we actually did the island level and the town level kind of squished into one school year. So we're kind of going through it more quickly than you normally would, I guess. But she can handle it. This is probably right at her level, or maybe just under. So throughout the book, there are going to be just a few pages that you want to give to the kids to do. Like I said, it's mostly a story, okay? Okay, this is one that I don't have the student book, because I just don't want to spend the money on a book that's almost exactly the same as this. So what I do is I go through and find the pages that she may need to do on her own. I don't think I'm going to do anything with this page because it looks like, we can just discuss together what's going on. Just flipping through here, I didn't see any pages that she would need her own copy that don't have like answers on it. It's just the story. Now I know in the island level, the writing component is called Sentence Island, and it doesn't really have a whole lot either for, students to do on their own, like a worksheet or something. So I'm not surprised. Flipping through, I did already find this instructor section in the back. It's about halfway through the book, so the first half is just reading through that story together. But this does a really nice job of breaking down lessons and reading sections. And then it has a lot of supplement material to reinforce those lessons that you read. Okay, so here's lesson 1. What I'm going to do now, and I'll try to stick a screenshot of what I'm doing on the computer into here so you can see, but I'm just going to add tasks for each lesson into my Trello board. I use Trello to organize our curriculum and our tasks for each day and each week. So that's not in this video though. All right, so here is my Trello board that just breaks down all of our curriculum that we're using right now into kind of lessons. Some lessons I need cards for each lesson because there are, you know, a lot of things going on for each unit. But for this, what I did is I just made a card with, you know, the cover of the book. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a checklist. I don't care what it's called. And I'm going to just list out all the things we're going to do. So for lesson 1, we're going to start by reading pages 5 to 19 aloud, you know, together with the student. So I'm just going to put lesson 1, I'm going to put what page it's on. 111, read chapter 1, pages 5 through 19. Okay, oops. Okay, so that's like the first part of the lesson, and then of course as we read we will talk about some of these things in here. I mean, it might be kind of nice, I guess, to have 2 books so that I can have this open for discussion while she's, you know, reading with me, but it's just not worth spending another $30 or $40 on, you know, 1 book for me. So we'll do it together. We'll sit side by side on the couch. I've already flipped through these lessons in the teacher section, and each level has a separate 4-level analysis to go with that lesson. So we will do that probably on a separate day. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to go ahead and add lesson 1, 4-level analysis. Oh my gosh. 4-level analysis, and it is on page 112. That's probably all we'll do that day, unless, you know, this section doesn't take very long. Maybe we'll do it the same day, but I'm okay with, you know, taking our time on this. Then the next thing we will do is they have these things called paragraph labs for each lesson, and they start out really simple, just like discussing or maybe listing out topics for paragraphs, like what is detailed in each paragraph. And it really ramps up, I think it was around lesson 9 or 10, where they're actually asked to write an essay or a couple of paragraphs on a topic. Obviously, this is a writing curriculum, so I kind of expect that it's going to do that. But yeah, it definitely ramps up though. It is not this easy all the way through. So go ahead and put our paragraph lab. Okay, and that looks like it for lesson 1. And then lesson 2 is, I'll just do the same thing. Lesson 2, parts of the sentence. Read page 20 to 25 aloud. And then lesson 2 has its own 4-level analysis. So lesson 2, and then it'll have a paragraph lab to go along with. Okay, so you get the idea. I'm not gonna have you sit here and watch me go through every single lesson, but that's all I'm gonna do. So when we are doing our lessons, what I do is I have a different Trello board that is our week. So I have one for me that I look at, and then I have one for her that she looks at. She won't actually have access to this card or this board. This is for me to see what we're doing. She will just have a little card that she can check off that says Paragraph Town. But on my board, I will have a card that will link to this card. So all I have to do is click on that link and it will take me to this card, and I can just look and see, okay, this is what we're doing today, and then check it off when we're done. It sounds really confusing, and I can make another video on using Trello if you want to see some more on that. Anyway, once I'm done going through that, I did notice too that there are these paragraph labs I looked through, and I think all of these we will just do in like a spiral notebook or a composition book. There's no need to type this up for them. She can just look at this book, you know, when she needs to work on it. However, I did notice that there were some pages that looked more like a worksheet. I think they called them practice exercises. Here we get to, this kind of covers using commas and punctuation marks in the context of grammar, you know, different phrases and things you need to use commas for. So this one does have a worksheet. So here's another reason why it might be nice to have a student book, because this would be in their book, but it does not have, of course, the correct answers highlighted or, you know, bold. There's no point getting a whole like $40 book just for those few worksheets, in my opinion. All right, so here now I've finally gone in and finished adding in all the lesson pieces. It's pretty much 3 things per lesson. The lesson itself with the reading passage, the 4-level analysis, and then the paragraph lab. So I'm thinking this will probably look like 3 days a week, and maybe we'll start on the next one. I'm not sure yet. Some of them we may just squeeze like into one day and then maybe do 2 lessons a week. So we'll see. I don't know. I feel like the beginning of the book is going to be much easier to get through. So maybe later on in the book we'll take it slower. All right, so now I'm just going to go through here, and I like to have just a visual stop for when we're doing reading passages so I don't have to look back and see which page are we supposed to stop on. I'll cover up my little ducky. See, this passage is a little bit longer. Chapter 2. They want me to read all of chapter 2. That's pretty long. I don't know. If we get tired, we'll stop reading. Chapter 3 to page 65. All right, so that's the end of all the reading passages. So it just, I don't know, it just helps me to have a nice visual of where to stop. That worked really well in the island level. So we'll just continue doing that. And that's all I really need to do. I'm sure you have a lot of questions about Michael Clay Thompson after watching that. This wasn't really how to use this book, but I hope it was a nice flip through for you. This teacher section in the back is really thorough. I actually was like searching around on the internet trying to find a good schedule or lesson sequence to follow. I don't know, there wasn't really anything I found for this level. So I'm really glad that this teacher section is here. I definitely do want to make a Michael Clay Thompson video covering how we've been using it and how well it's gone so far. So leave me a comment down below if you want me to move that to the top of my priority list. I can do that. This is not sponsored, or I'm not, you know, compensated in any way by Michael Clay Thompson or Royal Fireworks Press. This is just me sharing how much I love this and how excited I am to dive into this book. Well, there you have it. Now we are all prepped and ready to go. So as soon as she's done with Grammar Town, which is the grammar component in the 2nd level of Michael Clay Thompson Language Arts, she will move right into Paragraph Town. Like I said, I am planning to do another video soon going more in depth on Michael Clay Thompson Language Arts. If you're interested in that and would like me to bump that to like the top of my priority list, leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that was helpful. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss anything else, especially that Michael Clay Thompson video coming soon. And I'll see you next time. Bye.